The Zimbabwe Republic Police is a people's police service whose mandate is to detect, investigate, as well as prevent crime, allowing for the general maintenance of law and order in the country. Pursuant to this constitutional cause, we interact with you on this platform, Crime Watch, where we inform you of our operations as well as fostering relations with you, members of the public, so that together we can fight crime. My name is Elliot Kudzai Ganyani, and I must thank you for joining us. In our first story of the week, the Zimbabwe Republic Police Criminal Investigation Department has nabbed a notorious gang of criminals for committing a series of armed robbery cases in Chipinge between May and June 2019.
I can confirm that as a CID department, we have managed to arrest 5 accused persons for a respect of armed robberies which occurred in and around Harare, including CID Chipinge area of policing. In one of the incidents, 8 unknown accused persons pounced on a family in Chipinge area. The accused persons were armed with 3 pistols. They got away with 186,000 rands and 17,000 RTGS dollars. After the report had been made, we arrested one, William Mazambani, aged 33 years. We arrested Paida Moyo Nemasasa, aged 28 years. We arrested Wellington Tawadzana, aged 28 years. We arrested Michael Chimukuze, aged 45 years. We also arrested Chura, aged 36 years. 3 accused persons are still at large, and their names are Decide Rice, the other one is Clement Nyabadza, and the third one is Joseph Matarika. We also noted that these accused persons were masquerading as police detectives. We would like to appeal to the members of the public to come forward and assist the police detectives to account for the remaining gang.
There is a growing concern of bogus police officers, and in a related case, the Zimbabwe Republic Police Anti-Corruption Unit arrested Dennis Chingwaro for impersonating a police officer as well as extortion.
Recently, there has been a spike in cases of impersonation, where criminals are impersonating members of the Zimbabwe Republic Police and also officials from the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission. These criminals target victims whom they may be suspecting that they may be having criminal allegations against them. They will cite that they are investigating cases involving those certain victims. In the process, the criminals will demand some certain amount of money to facilitate the stopping of investigations. To members of the public, I advise you that police services, you have to pay through official means where you are given a receipt. But in respect of investigations, there is no way you would be requested to pay to facilitate the stopping of investigation of cases.
Meanwhile, the Zimbabwe Republic Police would like to warn all Zimbabweans of a moving fraudster masquerading as a police detective constable stationed at CID Victoria Falls. The accused person is in possession of a police identity card belonging to a serving member which he is using to dupe unsuspecting victims.
What he does is he advertises the sale of motor vehicles on social media. He demands the first payment before the motor vehicles are delivered to the customer or the customers. Once that first payment is made, the accused person disappears. I would also want to urge members of the public to make thorough verifications whenever they are dealing with anyone whom they've never met before.
In the wake of ballooning cases of property fraud, where criminals are fraudulently selling non-existing stands through manufacture of fake documents such as title deeds, agreement of sale, as well as national identity cards, the Criminal Investigation Department Commercial Crimes Division has named 4 suspects in connection with a similar offense of fraud which occurred in Harare.
My team arrested a team of 4 accused persons. What these accused persons did is they posted an advert in the local newspaper, and when the complainant saw the advert, contacted the number which was supplied, The accused persons created a fake ID card in the name of the real owner of the stand. They created a fake deeds of transfer. Then they took the complainant and one of his relatives to the stand. He was impressed and he offered to buy the stand, but that it should be done before a legal practitioner. At the lawyer's office, the transaction was done, whereby the complainant was made to pay 51,000 US dollars. The lawyer who did the transaction did not do due diligence because he was also part of the gang. My team made a follow-up, managed to arrest the imposter. We had a fake ID card. The imposter then led to the arrest of the mastermind who had initially communicated with the complainant as the one who was able to find a stand for him. Then this also led to the arrest of the lawyer who had receipted the money in his office. The accused persons were taken to court and they are awaiting trial.
The CID also arrested 2 people after they tried to dupe a property seeker in Harare. As a result of the increase in such cases, the police is therefore advising members of the public to exercise due diligence before finalizing any transaction.
It's also important for the members of the public to also consult members from the deeds office about any property that is being sold, so that at least before they lose their money, they get adequate information. They can also come to us, we can also assist them in verifying the authenticity of these sellers. And at the same time, we are also urging them to follow the proper procedure of acquiring properties. Because when you do these things before the lawyers, we expect that the money that you pay for your property will be held in a trust account by the lawyers. Until all the paperwork has now been finalized, only can you authorize the release of the money. We are also warning these perpetrators of this fraud. We are putting a lot of effort to account for all these fraudsters who are perpetrating this crime.
On that note, we take a short break. Join us in the next segment. We are in the second segment of Crime Watch, and thank you for staying with us as we continue to look at some of the police efforts in eradicating crime. In Bulawayo, police have arrested Ngelihle Magonya, aged 28, after he purportedly defrauded unsuspecting members of the public through fake eco-cash investments.
CID Commercial Crimes Division Southern Region of late managed to apprehend one Ngelihle Magonya for a spate of fraud matters whereby he perpetrated them through the use of WhatsApp as well as abusing the EcoCash platform facility. This accused person managed to create a WhatsApp group whereby he was inviting participants in that group to a so-called an investment scheme. The participants would contribute various sums of monies towards the so-called investment scheme. We therefore urge members of the public to be wary of the social media whereby this vehicle, especially the WhatsApp group, are being used by mostly fraudsters to defraud unsuspecting group participants. We urge all members of the public who might be affected to come forward and register their complaints with the police.
In Mashonaland Central Province, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Mozambique recently conducted a joint operation codenamed Zimoza, aimed at curbing illegal activities such as smuggling, drug and human trafficking, operation of unregistered vessels, as well as poaching along the borders. The operation is a product of a tripartite meeting held in Kanyemba early this year, where the three nations agreed to periodically conduct joint patrols, especially along the Zambezi and Luanga rivers, to monitor the activities as well as arrest the offenders.
Unaona immigration Zambia, immigration Zimbabwe, immigration Mozambique, Zambia police, Zimbabwe police, Mozambique police, national parks or wildlife, Zambia, Mozambique, Zimbabwe. Anditi tese tiri kushanda tiri pamwe chete, chinangwa chiri chimwe chete chekuchengetedza mhuka, hove, asi isuve immigration manje tinotarisa mafambiro akanaka pakudzidzana kwenyika nhatu. Anditi musafambe muchijamba mabhodha ndapota. Uyaende kumabhodha kwedu muchidhindisa mapassport, muchidhindisa mabhodha pass. Anditi
Officer commanding Guruve District Chief Superintendent Robert Torevasei spoke on their successes during this joint operation.
So far we have arrested 40 fishermen for using the prohibited size of nets and 2 for border jumping. We have also confiscated 22,000 meters of nets which are of the prohibited size of fishing nets. On joint campaigns, we have so far carried out 5 joint campaigns. The first one was at Manuele village in Zambia. The campaign covered issues of the Immigration Act, poaching of wildlife, drug and human trafficking. Other campaigns were held at Marosa village in Mozambique, Confluence Harbour in Zambia, Zimbo Harbour in Mozambique, and Boa Harbour in Mozambique. We are looking forward to carry out one more joint campaign at Kanyemba border post in Zimbabwe.
Focusing on traffic issues, we continue to urge motorists to exercise caution while driving on the country's roads. Pedestrians should also be wary of their safety as they walk from one point to another. In the previous week, statistics show that 7 pedestrians were killed in different road accidents across the country. The Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe talked about these and other related issues.
We begin as a nation to focus on the heroes of holidays and the safety on our roads. It would appear people give this kind of movement of people and vehicles on our roads during this holiday a lot of beliefs. Some believe in superstition, like spirit mediums, you name it. From a Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe perspective, it's purely science. We need you and me as road users to change our attitudes completely. It's no longer learning. We repeat these ideas, road safety ideas, because ideas are permanent. Our focus, this particular setup, is to look at the pedestrians. The pedestrians have become so negligent that you wonder what is happening to you and me as we walk along the road or across the road. There is this tendency for adult pedestrians to be absorbed in social media gadgets to the extent that they have earphones as they try to walk along or cross the road. What for? Some of these things can wait. You cannot text and walk. We also tell our drivers they can't text and drive. We also realize that vanhu havachadyi mota muchiko vanhu muchifamba vanhu ityai motikari. As a pedestrian ingovhunduka kuti pane motikari. Tiri kuita seiko zvekudero hazvidi kudaro. Fambai nenzira dziripo mapavements oro kana pasina mapavements, stay away from the road. There has to be separation of traffic. Vanhu kwavo motikari dzavo. Zvidhakwa wese manheru aya zviri kutsikwa along Bulawayo Road. Hatizozivi kuti munhu wanga akadhakwa here atsikwa akashaika uyu kana kuti munhu wanga akamwa zvinokora mbariro dzoburopi hwake kana kubhema. Musadaro vana baba tine mhuri dzekuchengeta, musadaro vana mai. Pekupedzisira, we are very much concerned as traffic safety with our children pedestrians. These cannot be expected to understand the rules of the road as adults are expected to do so. Now what happens is there is the spirit or the principle of accompaniment. Always as parents, as teachers, as adults, we must make sure that we are aware who is accompanying our junior children and ECD to and fro one point. Even if it means playing around, there are safe places to play. kunana mabvuku, kunana mufakosi, kunana mbare, vakudzei vana vave netsika dzekusatambira mumugwagwa because they get run over. The tragedy with the death is not that things are broken, but the broken things cannot be resurrected. We continue to mourn over things that could have been. We could have avoided that. We could have done this. When the death occurs as a result of road traffic crashes, most of us don't stop to think what could have been done to avoid that crash. As we approach these heroes and beyond heroes, we must be heroes ourselves, living heroes, not those heroes who have departed, because almost all our crashes are preventable.
Road safety is everyone's responsibility. Let us exercise caution whether we are driving or walking along the country's roads. We take a short break. Join us in the third and final segment. We are now in the third and final segment of Crime Watch, and thank you for staying tuned. Sexual, drug and substance abuse continue to haunt many schools, and pursuant to this, ZRP Mashonaland East Province held an awareness campaign at Cherutombo High School in Marondera to educate school children on this scourge.
An increase in child sexual abuse has actually necessitated us to actually visit local schools so that we can share with the local peoples who are being affected by this scourge, so that we can actually facilitate a cordial relationship in which they understand how they can actually avert being victims of sexual violence offenses. Our youth are engaging in drug and substance abuse whereby they are being affected even health-wise. However, as police, we've also seen that those who are involved in drug and substance abuse are also into criminal acts. As police, we will continue to actually reach out to members of the public so that they can monitor their children, they can monitor their individual relatives so that they may not be involved in the abuse of these drugs.
Let me take this opportunity to thank the Zimbabwe Republic Police team that has visited our school to educate my students and staff on sexual and drug as well as substance abuse. This would promote good educational values amongst them. So I would like to thank them for empowering these students, because without empowering the youngsters, the nation is doomed to fail.
Children are the future leaders, and the message is clear. We are there to safeguard them from any form of abuse. Meanwhile, the Zimbabwe Republic Police Provincial Women Network chairs gathered in Harare for a ZRP Women Network Training Conference, which was facilitated by the National University of Science and Technology, NUST, and funded by UN Women. The Deputy Commissioner General Human Resources, Deputy Commissioner General Elliot Maindingirandi, addressed the participants on behalf of the Commissioner General of Police, Tandabantu Godwin Matanga.
In this dispensation, where the nation journeys towards attaining an upper middle income economy by the year 2030, women have a critical role to play in shaping the future of our country. Undoubtedly, this training program is a clear testament of the Zimbabwe Republic Police Women's Network commitment to empower and uplift female police officers within the organization's rank and file. I am happy that this training conference involved the Women Network National Committee members and all provincial committee members from across the country. Such a composition will go a long way in ensuring that a cross-section of women in the Zimbabwe Republic Police and beyond would benefit from the training, as those who have undergone this training will impart the gained knowledge to their peers in the country's different provinces.
On the other hand, the ZRP Women Network was also part of the recent national cleanup campaign. In Bulawayo, they were in Makokova high-density suburb, while in Harare, they were in the central business district. The training of junior officers in the ZRP to adapt to the new work ethic in the new republic continues, with junior officers drawn from Manicaland and the Criminal Investigation Department undergoing training at Morris Depot. The course was officially opened by the Commissioner General of Police, Tandabantu Godwin Matanga, who was represented by Deputy Commissioner General Human Resources, Deputy Commissioner General Elliot Maindingirandi.
As a law enforcement agents, the task before us is even more challenging, as we are expected to promote and guarantee a peaceful environment which is conducive for economic development. Ladies and gentlemen, having said this, as commanding, we shall continue to engage government to address various challenges affecting our operational efficacy. I am happy to say that some of our organizational requirements have already been met. We should use the available resources to make our country and communities safe and free from crime.
As we come to the end of this week's episode, ZRP Criminal Investigation Department Commercial Crimes Division is appealing for information that may lead to the arrest of the following people who are on the police wanted list. Gracious Mukucha, aged 31, is wanted in connection with fraud involving $281,980. Tatenda Mandimutsira, aged 24, whose last known address is 4472 Tashinga Dzivarasekwa 2, Harare, is being sought by the police in connection with a fraud case involving $166,000. Anyone with information on the whereabouts of these wanted persons can contact CID Commercial Crimes Division on 0242 709 147 up to 153. That number again, 0242 709 147 up to 153. You can also contact any of your nearest police stations. Crime does not pay. As such, let us promote a spirit of love and togetherness and foster good practices that strengthen our social fabric. This will create peaceful and lawful communities. It has been a wonderful time having you along. I must thank you for joining us today. Until we meet again next time, do take care of your loved ones and each other. It's bye-bye for now.